Now, Donald Trump. Okay. We are all eagerly waiting to see what will happen with him, whether or not he will win this year's presidential election. Or will it be another case of 2020 again? So would it be 2016 or 2020 again? Now we'll have a look at Donald Trump's chart to see if there is any indication of whether or not he will win. Now, Trump's chart, as I previously mentioned, he's born in 1946 on the 14th of June at 9:59 a.m. That's the public date of birth we have available. And again, his year is Yang Fire Dog. Month pillar is Yang Wood Horse. Day pillar, Yin Earth Goat. Hour pillar, Yin Earth Snake. His day master is Yin Earth, and he has a 3 seasonal fire combination, namely that he has the snake, horse, and goat. And all 3 of them is the season of summer, which is also fire. And you must have all 3 of them in your chart for the combination to exist. All 3 of them. And he has that. And so his chart, the nature of his chart is a resource chart. Fire supports his earth, making him a resource. And that's how his chart operates. That's what makes him successful and is good for him is resources. However, there is another feature of his chart, as I previously mentioned, is that he has half an Emperor's chart. Half an Emperor's chart, and for those that don't know, an Emperor's chart requires you to have all 4 Earths. Okay? And the 4 Earths are goat, dog, dragon, and ox. You must have all 4 of them at the same time. And not only that, your day pillar or your house of spouse, your spouse palace must be one of the Earths. So one of the Earths must be there for an Empress chart to form. So he's got 2 of them on his own, on his personal chart, the goat and the dog. And the goat is in his spouse palace. So he's got that. So we'll look at Melania. She's got the dragon and the dog as well. So between the 2 of them, they've got 3 out of 4. So we'll flip and have a look at their luck cycle to see if there is an ox anywhere else. Okay. Now, in 2013, his luck cycle, which covers 10 years, the first part is yin metal. So the first 5 years was yin metal, and then the next 5 years was the ox. And so if you add to 2013, 5 years on 2013, that gives you 2018. And then from 2018 to 2023 was the ox. The luck cycle doesn't just start with a stem and then immediately transitions over to the ox. No, it doesn't. Well, there is a transitional period in between where the part that's exiting the element, the stem, so to speak, which is yin metal, gets weaker. And as you progress and as you get closer to the branch, which is his ox, it becomes stronger. Okay, so during the time in 2016, he had that election win. So he got the ox as well. During that time, you can say the power of the ox was coming, and so he won. But however, back then in 2016, now Donald Trump in 2016, he was in a monkey year. That was a monkey year, and it happened on November 8, 2016. Now, the monkey would combine with his snake a year, but also it would also give him quite a few in a row. It gave him 5 in a row. Now, one thing about being inner rows, the more you have in a row in terms of the zodiac animal, the branches, the better it is. So there, in order, he would have had the snake, the horse, the goat, and then the monkey. So that's 4 in a row as well. Okay. Now, the election happened on the 8th of November. No, look, and I think that was also the end of the dog month as well. So after dog, then it becomes pig during November. But, it doesn't, the lunar calendar doesn't correlate with the Gregorian calendar exactly. So there's a bit of crossover. So at the end of the dog month, that's when the election was held and that's when he was elected. And the dog is actually good for him because it provides another combination. It's stronger fire. It combines with his horse as well. So pretty strong for him. And so that was what supported him. So he had 4 in a row plus even stronger fire in that year. And so he became president. But in 2020, that was the rat year. And that was when he lost the election. And with rat, the rat clashes with his horse. So his combination has fallen apart. His seasonal combination for that year. And also he has a partial combination with the dog. The dog and the horse do combine and they combine to produce fire. And that was knocked off as well. And so he had no fire in 2020. So basically he had no support in 2020. So that was gone. And so that's why he lost the election in 2020. Now, what about this year? Well, having another look at his chart, and wood is actually good for him because it fuels the fire. And this year is Yang Wood Dragon. Okay, Yang Wood, so that's why he's been getting a lot of support. That's why he's been winning the ballot in all these different states to become the presidential nominee at the moment. He's got a lot of support. Yeah, the wood really helps him. And the dragon does give him 4 in a row as well. Because then the sequence is dragon, snake, horse, and then goat. 4 in a row. So generally good for him. However, it does clash with the dog. And that is on the year. And so your year pillar involves the public. It's your public face, your interaction with the outside world. And so the clash with the dog means bad public perception. So, he's got on one hand, he's got a lot of support, but on the other hand, it's bad public perception. Namely, he's been these lawsuits and so forth, so to speak. And then again, it will break apart his combination again. And the snake being there, look, what it says is his son will compete with his authority. So a bit of not so tensions in the family then at that time. Now in October, it would be a dog month and that gives him support, but the election this year is not held during the dog month, it's held during the pig month. And so the pig would then compete with his authority. And having a look at the luck cycle he's in at the moment, he's in the Yang water luck cycle, which isn't good for his chart. So he's weaker. He needs the fire. He needs the fire to support himself. And a lot of people can understand clearly, easily understand that fire and water do clash. Okay, so not a good thing for him. So this year is a bit, he may win or he may not. It's very unclear. It's not as clear cut as in 2016, so to speak. So for those ardent fans and supporters of him, if they want him to win, they really have to support him. And because on the flip side, those that really hate him would want to really push him down again. And especially for those that believe that 2016, the election was stolen because of various things with mail-in ballots and so forth, which I don't blame them, because supposedly ballots came in with 100% of votes for Biden. There were certain, reportedly, and that's impossible. You cannot have one candidate getting 100% of the votes in one county. Look, even if you were to put Hitler on the ballot, someone's going to vote for him. So that's impossible. Mathematically, it's impossible. So I understand why his supporters would think that it was corrupted and there was fraud and the election was stolen, because apparently towards the end of the night, he looks like he was winning, and then all these ballots came in that were mail-in ballots, and then flipped it to Biden all of a sudden. So that's why, and maybe issues like that would happen again. So unfortunately, this year it's not that clear. He might win, but probably not, if we're going off his charts at the moment and his support. So Youngwood is definitely good for him. At this time, he's getting a lot of support. It fuels his fire. But the second half of the year, not so much, because it also, clashes with the dog. And even though it gives him 4 in a year, but the month that the election is held is not good for his chart. I mean, the pig will clash with the snake and break it apart. So unfortunately for his fans and supporters, not clear-cut, he probably won't win. And I guess on the other side, those that really hate him, they'll be cheering it on. It'll be great news to hear. Like I said, it's still a chance he could win, but his support is not that great on his chart. So that's a reading for Donald, and and I don't know if he doesn't win. I'm not sure who is going to win. I don't know if they're going to be still running by Joe Biden as the Democrat presidential candidate. He's currently president, but look, to everyone that's seen him giving speeches and so forth, it's clear the man's not all there.